1917, Thomas's question, and you. So I was inspired with the talent show yesterday, and when Joseph surprised and it was Joseph, I think, right, who started to rap? Yeah, there he is. So I thought, you know what? I'm gonna give my whole homily in a rap form, okay? So that's what I'm gonna do, the whole homily. I was inspired. So here we go. Not a chance.
Oh, come on.
1917. What was going on? Does anybody know? We might need help from our junior hires here on a larger 1917. What was going on in 1917 on a worldwide level? A difficult time for the whole world. Aiden. World War I. So it was a really difficult time. It was a horrific time. It was a dark time for the whole world. And a lot of people, of course, I think over those number of years, 1917, the war has been going on for number of years at this point. And a lot of people are trying to talk and encourage diplomatic talks for peace. Even the Pope, did a lot with encouraging for peace and trying to stop the war, but it only led to more weapons being built, more fighting, more death, more destruction. So something else happened, or something happened on 1917. Does anybody know what happened on this day in 1917? This day in 1917. Peyton. Close. It's around Vatican I, but no, that's not what I'm thinking. That's not what I'm thinking. It's the feast we celebrate today. Hint, hint. Go ahead, give the hint. What? Fatima, right. So Our Lady of Fatima, okay? Last question, sorry about this. Anybody know what happened to Our Lady of Fatima? Our Lady of Fatima. Troy had a halfway hand. Thomas, I got to pick on you. I know you know because I asked you in the sacristy and you knew. Our Lady of Fatima. What's Our Lady of Fatima? What happened? You told me in the sacristy. Like 10 minutes ago. Okay, I'll tell you what Thomas said. Thomas said, Mary appeared. Okay, so Mary appeared in Portugal. Fatima is in Portugal, okay? And Our Lady appeared to 3 people. And in her appearances, over the course of 6 appearances, she gave visions of hell. She also gave a message for them to pray, because it was a very dark time in the world. A lot of death, a lot of destruction, horrific. And she says to pray for conversions. She said to pray the rosary every day. And she said to pray, and this mission ultimately, boys and girls, came to, I'm always struck when we gather here as a school, the age in which Mary appeared to these 3, they were I think 9, 8, and 7. So that's like our 2nd graders, our 3rd graders, and our 4th graders, right? God did not come and give this message to someone my age. In 1917, in a really dark time, he came and gave this message, and he gave a very important mission to somebody your age and your age. So how was it that these three were able to do this? And it's kind of like one of those things where there's a number of different answers, so it's kind of like think of what's in Father Mark's head. So let me just jump to our second point. And it is Thomas's question in our gospel. Not that Thomas, the Thomas in our gospel. Where this gospel, boys and girls, it's a very popular gospel that families choose for funerals. I would say maybe 30, 40% of the time, we get this gospel for funerals. Because it's also a dark time for the apostles right now. Because they're kind of scared. Because Jesus is saying he's going to leave them. Jesus is going to leave his apostles. So Thomas, like kind of just in this moment of vulnerability, Thomas says, Master, we don't know where you're going. How can we know the way? I'm kind of scared. I need to know the way. I want to know the way. How are we supposed to know the way? And Jesus' answer is this. He says, I am the way. I am the truth. I am the life. Boys and girls, if anybody got in front of you, if your teachers got in front of you, Mr. Couric, Mrs. Yee, Mrs. Martha got in front of you in class and started saying, boys and girls, today, we're getting towards the end of the school year. I've been kind of keeping something from you. I just want to let you in on a little something. Boys and girls, if they get in front of your class and say, boys and girls, I'm the way. I'm the truth. I'm the life. If Mrs. Yee, who's like, hey, I'm almost done here at Notre Dame, and she gets up in front of your class with these last number of weeks to go, if she says that, leave her class, okay? Come knock on my door, my office, and say, I think Mrs. Yee's kind of losing it, okay? Just let me know that, okay? But Mrs. Yee's not going to do that. Because Mrs. Yee is a committed disciple, right? Mrs. Yee, I see at Mass here every Saturday evening or Sunday, because Mrs. Yee knows to not point to herself. Mrs. Yee knows that she wants you all to know the way. She wants you to know the truth. She wants you to know the life and have life. So where is she going to point you? She's going to point you to him. Because Jesus is the only one who can get up in front of people and say, I'm the way, I'm the truth, and I'm the life. And not be someone who's crazy. Why? Because he's God. So which leads me lastly to you. God chose these 9, 8, and 7-year-olds to have a big impact on the world, a very important mission. So is the case today. We are living in a similar dark time. It's always a dark time, really. But there's great hope. There's great hope in Jesus, and there's great hope in you. But it's got to be, even in moments of vulnerability, just like Thomas, to say, I want to know the way. I don't know the way. I need to know the way. What's the way? And Thomas can hear those words of Jesus as he's always saying, and he can be filled with conviction because he ultimately saw Jesus go to the cross and die for him and rise from the dead. And boys and girls, when we gather here for Mass, as we're in front of the Eucharist, or we're in front of the crucifix, a lot of churches don't have a crucifix. Other churches, most spaces don't have a big statue, a cross of somebody who's dying on it. But God always wants to remind you and me, you can know that I'm the way, the truth, and the life because look at what I did for you. That compels us and inspires us to mission in this world, boys and girls. So on this day that we celebrate Our Lady of Fatima, we want to be inspired by the fact that God always breaks into life, into the world when the world needs help. And to expect for him to come in and break into the world through your heart. Ask the question as Thomas asked. and be convicted that he is the way, he is the truth, and he is the life.